So, Hotel Mumbai is now in theaters and is the true story of the Taj Mahal terrorist attack that happened in Mumbai. And it happened in the year 2008. And this is one of I believe it's the fourth remake of this story. This is my first time watching a film about this specific event that happened in history. I know that it's been a documentary, I know it's been a Bollywood film, and I believe this is the first Americanized version. So I was curious because I'm a big fan of Dev Patel, who was in Slumdog Millionaire and Lion. I like Armie Hammer, I like Jason Isaacs. So I was curious to see how they would bring, their flourish to the acting in terms of the survivors or the people trying to survive, I should say, in this film. And the question is, though, how does it hold up as a film? Well, let me get into that. Firstly, let me just say this. I really liked this film. I thought this was a very, very powerful film. I think that the performances were top notch. I think they all did a really good job. I liked how this film was very, very gripping because I didn't really know much about this event. Actually, technically, like nothing except what I saw in the trailers. I was surprised. I was immersed into this film from scene one. I always like it when a film just grips you from the first scene and throws you right into the events that are unfolding. It reminded me of United 93, that great film about 9/11, because that film also had it where it just threw you right in the action, had limited amount of character development, but only a little bit that was needed to propel what was going on actually on screen. So very little downtime, and that's similar to this movie because there's very little downtime. It just goes right out of the gate running with all that's happening, all of the political turmoil, all of the religious turmoil that was occurring during these events, and it's very interesting to watch. Again, I think that if you're going into this as a film that you're looking to see if it's very based on true story-esque, I don't know if it is, but as a based on true story film, I think it was very effective because it made me want to actually look into the events that, actually unfolded. And I also have to say that I think the filmmaking was top notch from the camera angles, the color palette, the lighting was all top notch. The score, which was very, very intense, to the suspenseful scenes that I already mentioned with Hitchcock level suspense, the surprising moments that occurred, the sound design, the dialogue, just everything worked for me personally. I also liked how the characters were limited, but at the same time, you got to know them enough to where it was like, okay, I can root for these people. And even the villains, like you got to understand where they were coming from. And yes, it was messed up what they did for sure, but you still understand where they're coming from. And I didn't know specifically why they were doing what they were doing, but when I found out, I was like, oh my goodness, like that's crazy. And you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just crazy, the mindset. And at the same time, it's nothing new under the sun, but it's just like when you find out, it's like, oh my goodness. But overall, this was a very powerful film. I don't think it's perfect. I think there were a couple things that I don't want to say bothered me, but it left me wanting more because with the limited perspective that you're giving, it's interesting because, again, you are figuring things out as the people that are trying to survive are also figuring out, which I liked. I personally really liked it. But this film left me wanting more with certain aspects, such as certain things, such as the government and the police, as to why they were so limited, as to why they weren't able to get there faster. I wish I knew more about that, but I guess that's what the documentaries are for to view. But as a film, I think that I kind of wish I knew more about that. But at the same time, this is still a very heartwarming film that I think is definitely worth your time watching. It's thrilling, it's gripping, it's very hard to watch, but at the end of the day, it's a film that I would definitely say go out, watch this film because it is a powerful film that you won't regret watching because at the end of the day, it's films like these that when people say, oh, you don't like based on true story, I say, well, I like a film like this that's suspenseful, it's interesting, and it left me wondering what was going to happen. And that is a film that's based on true story that is worth commending and at the same time praising. So that's why Hotel Mumbai, I'm going to be giving a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, or if it was like a hot sauce rating, it's a good old Tabasco rating. It's the first film I can honestly say this year that I really, really liked. Yes, I liked Glass, and yeah, I like Shazam, but this is the first film that I'm like, holy cow, that was really, really, really good. So check it out if you haven't already. And guys, what are your thoughts on the film? Did you guys like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.